Going to be a couple of plays, so the penalty obviously, and then a puck to the net. Puck we didn't clear, and it was just that tight a game that it'd be a bounce around a net that made the difference.
What's maybe the most frustrating part of how that unfolded?
Well, it was just a really good hockey game, and you want to win it. You get the lead like that. You want to be able to close it out. But suffering sometimes is good. It's good for you to put that much effort in and come away with nothing. A little harder on some areas, but I'm not going to complain about the game. It was a heck of a game. It was as good a game as we've been part of this year in terms of speed and physicality. There were good plays. There were knuckled pucks on both sides, some good saves, but not. I think both teams fought hard not to give much up. I mean, if you can watch a game with 43 final shots that get to the net and say it was an exciting game, then there's a lot going on. So it's a good hockey game.
Matthew Tkachuk has said how much pride y'all take in getting the lead and holding on to it. And past couple games, you guys haven't done that. Any concern there? Is it just something that can be cleaned up a little bit?
Not on how the last two, the one in New York went off 2 of our feet, right? Like that stuff. I'm not. We're not sitting back. We're not. We're certainly not casual, but we're not afraid of the puck. We're not afraid to make plays. That's what you look for. Are you trying to make it inside? Are you still trying to play the game, not trying to hold the lead? So you probably shouldn't throw it in the stands. But, I mean, those things aren't systemic.
And looking now, 10 games left. One more in Boston. There's so much hype for this game. Some people think, oh, that's the end. It's far from over, right?
Yeah, and it doesn't matter. Well, it matters because if you decide you want to win, then you put all your energy into winning. That's what we're here to do, and then you move on. So I liked our game tonight. That's 4-6 for us. That's tough, and it was a heavy cost to kind of each shift, each period, and didn't go the way we want. I don't mind a little bit of that sour taste right now, a little bit of hunger, a little bit of anger. It keeps them more focused. You don't want it to be an easy. There's 2 teams with 97 points came in and hit hard. Whether it's last year, I mean that's worth the price. That's a good hockey game to watch. That was well done. It hurts because you invest so much into winning and you lose, but somebody gets something real valuable out of this game. What happens between now and the puck drop of the next one decides who wins that part of it.
At Tulis Ryan with his 100th career point.
Yeah.
We've talked about him a lot this year, but when you look at him, still a young guy, what's maybe the best version of him when you think about him and his ceiling down the road?
I think he's just going to be a player that people hate playing against, and I think he's closing in on that. And I'm not talking about the chirping. He doesn't say 5 words a year. I'm talking about him getting his teeth into the game and being on pucks and being a good defender and be sour tonight. He fell on the rush play. But he's just going to be a guy that very, very hard to play against.
In that pass to get 100, that was elite looking.
Yeah, you know what? It's there. It's just not something that, to his credit, he's not selling that. He's not forcing that. There's lots of guys in the league that play a puck game that want to show you how talented they are, but they don't do all the other things, right? He's got some skills, and he can make plays, but he does all the hard things first.
How did Barkov look to you in his first game?
Yeah, it was good. Like, I liked it. I mean, I was fairly close to being pretty pleased. I thought we were at a disadvantage tonight, and I don't even want to talk. I was happy with the way the structure looked on our team. Being able to run Lundell and Bennett off the bench in some ways first gives you a lot of options with Barkov. And the minutes ended up being right on. Like we got big minutes at all 3 lines, so I was happy with that.
Is that third line starting to kind of remind you a little bit of what you saw last year in the playoffs?
Yeah, well, it started on the road trip with Barkov out. They went together. We get 3 and 4 points on playoff teams, and they're a lot of times they'll run the other team's best, and they're happy with that matchup, and we are too. So it puts us in a nice even playing field, whether you're at home or on the road.
Paul Bryan from the Buffalo News. Kyle wasn't in the lineup.
Correct.
But since you got him, how well does he fit in?
Oh, he's great. So he has this huge advantage, very, very close friends with Sam Reinhart, right? So there's a real close connection there. So when he comes into our room, and we're not the oldest team in the league, but we got a bunch of men in there, a bunch of veterans in there. So he fits in really well. He's a fit guy. And he gets to come in and just play now, right? When you're a captain of an NHL team, and especially when a young team, there's a whole lot you do other than play. And we're hopeful, and we've talked about him just coming in and enjoying the experience. We got into 5 and almost 6 lines last year in the playoffs. deep. So he will become a really important part of us. If we have any success, he'll be a big piece of that.
Has he understood that?
They all have, yeah.
I mean, you mentioned Nico Mikkola after last game.
Yeah.
But he was all over the place, laid a few hits, made a couple big
Yeah.
plays. I mean, what were your impressions of him tonight?
They're really good. You know, he's got a young partner out there tonight, and it's the cost of the build-up. You go 4 and 6 and play as heavy minutes as he played in the nights before with Forsling out and Kulikov out. I mean, that's the guy that's carrying the heavy mail back there, and he wills himself to play as hard as he possibly can every night. We love the guy. Okay.
Thank
everybody.
you.